Hey Collective and Soul Tribe, happy Thursday. It is Thursday, March the 26th, okay? Right now the time is 8:50 where I am in the morning, all right? We are closer to Friday, so today is Baby Friday technically. Now, I am going to be doing some oracle messages, but I am going to add the angel number messages that I did mention in my original video that I posted before this one. So some of you may see this first one, which is like the tarot oracle messages. You may see it before, you may not. Depends on how they show up, because not everybody gets the same thing. You know what I mean? The algorithm just does what it does. But yeah, there's something about when it comes to harmony and resolution that was showing up, you know, or a peaceful resolution, sorry, that was showing up in my other video when I did the tarot and oracle messages. So let's see what comes up in this one. All right, I will be using this deck, okay, I think it's called the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, and then also I have the Angel Guide Oracle deck, and then I have the Pulp Girls, which actually is good to combine the Pulp Girls Tarot deck with the Angel Number Tarot deck for some of you. But the reason why I don't use that deck is because not everybody knows all the cards when it comes to tarot. Like, you may be aware of some of the images or, you know, the name of it, and, you know, the arcanas or whatever the case is, but not everybody remembers, you know, even me, like, I don't remember everything, right? So even just having the description or the definition can be helpful for those who are learning about tarot and understanding about tarot, or maybe intrigued or interested, right? But yeah, take what resonates with that. So let's see what you guys need to know for today. All right. I can tell that like the weather is changing because my allergies are, they're starting to act up. Okay, and we're about to eliminate that because allergy pills are in the store, and hopefully they don't cost an arm and a leg. Because if not, I'm going to be having to neti pot and do a whole bunch of stuff to decongest, okay? But yeah, the number 3 is significant. This is about sadness and isolation. Now, for some of you guys, when it comes to like your creativity, you may feel like, because again, we're talking about the number 3, I would mention third house placements. Okay, how about this? I'm going to mention third house. Third house placements talks about siblings and peers in short distance, right? When it comes to like travel. So even when it comes to education and how you think, maybe the way you communicate, you know, take what resonates with that, right? For some of you guys, you could feel like this type of sadness and isolation, and this could be about family, or this could be about friends, or this could be just about people around you. Now, if this is not your energy, this could be other people around you. But if this is your energy, because I like to talk about all energies, right? Because not everybody feels the same way when it comes to energy. Some people are being able to move forward. Some people are still, you know, trying to work through certain things, and that's normal. That's part of the human experience and the journey. So when it comes to sadness and isolation, this could be people trying to make you feel sad and isolated by not including you in things, or, you know, not mentioning to you about certain things. It's almost like, you know, say for example, someone's like, oh yeah, did you hear about this, and you know, party, blah, blah, blah. And you're almost like, no, I didn't hear about it because no one told me. That kind of energy, right? It's like people pretend like they tell you certain things, or, you know about certain things, but you don't. And that could be significant as well. With the number 3, with, you know, angel numbers, 3 talks about your creativity, your expressions, and joy, right? And even when it comes to your self-expressions through your art or your voice, or, you know, the way that you maybe have like creative ways to solve problems, okay, things like that. Some people feel like when you talk about certain things, right? And I don't know why, but I find that very weird too. Like, if that's the truth for some of you, it's almost like when you speak your truth or when you talk about certain things, it's like people may feel like you're sad and isolated, but you're not, right? You don't mind being isolated. You know, are there times where it can get lonely? Maybe, because maybe on your path, there's a lot of people, places, and things that you had to release and let go in order for you to step into a new beginning. And sometimes it's not even just people. Sometimes it's about like a mental thing, right? It's about the way you think about yourself, the way you talk to yourself. Even that too is significant. A lot of times it's not only just about people doing things to us. Sometimes it's about our mental, right? Sometimes it's about the environment, the energy. And I don't think a lot of people take that into consideration when it comes to the collective, that you're just different and you're unique. And when you bring up certain things, it almost feels like people don't understand you. Okay, and I know you guys hear this message a lot in my reading sometimes, but it gets to a point where you may have felt where, what is going on, right? Why do I feel like I'm speaking a different language than other people when it comes to my emotions? It's almost like you're speaking English, but then the person is speaking French. And then every time you try to translate it into the translator app, it's being misconstrued into something else, right? Or it's almost like someone's listening to you, they're aware, they know, but then it's almost like they still ignore the fact that you were being vulnerable in certain moments, right? That maybe you wouldn't have been vulnerable about to anybody. And that takes a lot. Okay, it takes a lot when, you trust somebody or you try to build trust with people, places, and things, and it turns out to be the opposite of what you expected it to be. And for some of you that got out of this energy, it's like a lot of times when energies, people, places, things, whatever this is, that try to make you feel sad and isolated, it's almost like it makes you stronger, okay? It's like a lot of people don't realize that when you isolate people, you're doing them a service, You're doing them a service. Not everybody cares to have big groups of friends. Not everybody cares to have millions and millions of followers. Not everybody cares about those things, okay? Some people really care about their peace, you know? And for some of you guys, yeah, you guys could have sought some type of truth. Like I said, going within, understanding yourself better, understanding the situations that you could have dealt with or went through, okay? Understanding that not everybody's like you, not everybody thinks like you, not everybody, shares their heart, their soul, their being the way that you do. A lot of you guys are very selfless, and there's not a lot of selfless people because we live in a world of selfish people, right? Some of you guys had to seek your own inner truth when it comes to what it is that you truly wanted, okay? Like I said, you could have friends, and I mean a lot of friends, okay? And still feel alone. Because as much as those people are around you, do they really know you? You know? And a lot of times it's like people don't realize that, you know, for some of you, you want to be in friendships and connections where, God forbid, something happens to you, and that person knows you so well. Some people have friendships like this, but for the collective, I feel like a lot of us have gone through a lot of things where, even with friendships and family and, dynamics when it comes to relationships, right? There's something about being tarnished, like the feeling of not being able to trust people and having to build that trust again, learning to open your heart chakra again. So there's something about also that seeking truth when it comes to the energy of dealing with people who did you wrong, but not only did you wrong, didn't want to understand you purposely, because even though you were speaking the same language as them, it was just in a different font and a different color. Even when it comes to seeking the truth about certain things, when it came to your emotions, whether this was your environment, people, places, whatever this is, you guys are finding out the truth, okay? Angel number 777 could be very significant, okay? So take what resonates with that. Okay, we also have success and, success and growth. So even with the number 8, this is about you stepping into your power. Take what resonates with that. Okay, we also have dreams coming true. So there's something that you may do, okay, when it comes to you seeking truth. Either you seek truth and you speak it, okay, or you allow other people around you to grow, or there's something about you receiving some type of success because of you going within, okay? 9 talks about completion, right? I mean, ninth house talks about something else. This is travel, right? So, like, you guys could be traveling, not physically, this could be mentally, like astral projection and things like that. When it comes to learning and connecting with different cultures, even that is also significant. Like, and also I mentioned like languages, right? Speaking a different language, but still understanding what the person is saying, right? Like I said, you could be saying the same thing, but it's just in a different font and color, and other people want you to be black and white, but you want to be colorful. Okay, so your dreams could be coming true when it comes to like you completing a cycle. This could be about your service, okay, and how you heal others, okay, and also learning to let go. Yeah, detach with the number 11, intuition. Okay, even when it comes to, like I said, groups, friends, okay, things like that, you guys are learning to detach. Okay, even when it comes to protecting your energy, even that is significant too. Okay, simply love with the number 6. So this could be about family for some of you guys, or this could be you guys building your own group of people by building it with love. Okay, not everybody's going to understand that, but, some of you guys get that, right? And that is why some of you guys that are building whatever this is that you guys are doing, there's something about building a community when it comes to building it with love and truthfulness and not hidden motives. Yeah, new vitality, new beginnings, okay, being able to move forward when it comes to you guys being able to change your focus, right? So like I said, when it comes to your energy and the way that you think, maybe the way that, the way that you look at certain situations, perspectives, you guys are changing, right? With the number 5. And it's okay, right? It's okay to change your mind. You don't have to believe the same things you believed once, right? But you don't have to be malicious either. And I think that's what happens with the collective. It's like, you can understand someone's perspectives. You can understand what somebody's saying or what they're trying to, explain to you, especially if there's a situation that maybe you just don't understand and someone's trying to get you to understand. You can understand so wholeheartedly. Like, it's almost like some of you guys have such a pure heart in a sense of, no matter how much people have done you wrong, and I know that this is like crazy to say because a lot of people are like, no, I would never let somebody do that to me. Never say never too, right? But at the same time, there's something about the energy where it's almost like your heart is so pure that even though you know that there's evil out in this world, you know that there's people out there that are conniving, okay, sneaky, shady, okay, whatever the energy is, you are learning to change your focus. You are learning to move into this new vitality no matter what has happened, okay? If people want to make you feel like, you were the problem, or, you were the issue, or, let's get rid of the collective because, they're the ones that's always speaking up on these things. And why? Right? Why are you always speaking up on something? Why are you always concerned about this? Why? Right? Or why would you say something like that? It's like a lot of people questioned your intuition. It's like you may not have the facts, but what you said was correct. And that is why some of you guys are learning also when it comes to detachment, where you know the things that people do, you know their intentions, you're aware, but you're changing your focus and you're moving forward. Like I said, color is significant. You being colorful, okay? You being your authentic self, okay? You shining like a rainbow, okay? So a lot of people don't like that you're colorful. A lot of people don't like that you're bubbly, okay? That you're fun, right? A lot of people want you to be that angry, sad, miserable, you know what I mean, type of energy, and you're just like, yuck. Like, yeah, life is already lifing already, but why would I want to be sad on top of that? Like, no, I already got enough issues. I'm not dealing with that. Okay, like you would rather your mental well-being being intact despite what you're dealing with. Like, it's almost like you didn't get to pay that bill today. You're just like, well, when I get paid is when I get paid. They'll get that bill when they get that bill. It's like literally some of you guys are just in this going with the flow energy, okay? Your vitality. Even when it comes to people as well, it's like you being your authentic self, right? You may say something to somebody, 1441 on the timer just now, and it's like you may say something to somebody in a text message or in a conversation, and it's almost like, oh, it's like you almost offend people because you say things that a lot of people wouldn't say out loud. Okay, so there's something about you offending people sometimes because of your authentic self. But before, when you weren't authentic in that sense, like say you would just hold your tongue, you wouldn't say certain things, right? Now you're speaking up on certain things. It's almost like having duality, like learning to stay quiet when you need to and then learning to speak up when it's necessary, right? So yeah, inner child healing is significant. Like I said, when it comes to feeling alone, feeling isolated, a lot of you guys could have dealt with a lot of things where people try to make you feel like that, and you've healed that. You've learned to attach, okay? You've become the king and the queen of detachment. Yeah, spiritual growth, okay? You guys are stepping into this new vitality, and you guys are showing up as someone with growth, okay? There's something about an opportunity and change that's coming up as well, okay? And also take charge and action also wanted to show up at the bottom of the deck. Come on. Like, what? I shuffled it bad, but I'm just like, holy. Okay, that's better. It's like, what's going on? Like, why am I stuck? Okay, let's see. What angel numbers will show up? Because you guys could be also seeing angel numbers as well as of recently. And that could also be clarity as well, okay? So 2020, this talks about bonds, right? Yeah, some of you guys, when it comes to opportunity and change, there's something about you healing your inner child energy. When it comes to like new opportunities and the bonds that you guys are creating at this time. Okay, so you guys are connecting with new people. You guys are creating new bonds. Okay, this could be with people, okay, like physically, or this could be like in the spiritual realm. Okay, you guys have connections also in the spiritual realm for some of you guys. This could be guides, this could be family members, this could be friends, because let's be real, a lot of people that we know may have gone to the other side. A lot of people do lose friends as well. It's not just family, it's not just, you know, certain things like that. So even when it comes to bonds and connections with the spirit world, there's something about you guys being connected, and there's also something about a connection for some of you guys that is opening up this opportunity or bringing in some type of change, because 2 talks about partnerships and 0 talks about divine source. Okay, so starting over at the beginning. Okay, making a wish is significant. So 1111, and I did mention something about with the number 1 that you guys could be, you know, stepping into something brand new. So this is just confirmation as well. Let me see if I can get, ooh, I was gonna say one more card, but okay, so we have shift with the number 55. So yeah, I was gonna say give me one more, but I got 2 instead. So thank you, Spirit. I'll take that. But yeah, we have shift with the number 55. Okay, 5 and 5 equals 10. Feeling whole within yourself could also be very significant. Okay, but there's something about change, freedom, adventure. This could be about traveling. Okay, having discernment about, you know, like I said, confirmation with the horn, where you go and who you're around. So like bonds could be very significant. And that also too, it's like if you were around certain connections where people try to make you feel like you need them, or like if that, it's almost like if you never had them in your energy or in your life, it's almost like, oh my gosh, you know, like the world's gonna end, right? Some people do treat people like that, okay? Collective and soul tribe, and some of you guys could have dealt with that, or you know somebody who's dealt with that, where people try to have a hold. It's like keeping people in a chokehold in a connection because you don't want someone to grow or you don't want someone to flourish. That's weird, okay? That's like me being friends with somebody and them saying, you know, friend, I want to travel to New York. I want to be a star. And me saying, no, don't travel to New York. Do you know what it's like to go to New York and bucka, bucka, bucka? Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, you know, friend, do what makes you happy. You know, have discernment, obviously. You know, make sure you check out where you're going, where you're staying. Everywhere has good and bad places. It doesn't matter where you go. Okay, so it's not like you're sitting here talking and saying like, oh, don't travel to this place because of these reasons. No, you have discernment when it comes to certain things. And even when it comes to shifting in the energy, it's like you can have discernment, but then you can also be aware about certain situations that a lot of people just turn a blind eye to. Okay, it's like, you know, when you have friends too that you travel with, and it's like having those friends that are just unaware. They're not aware about their surroundings. They're not aware about where they're going. It's like you see a dark alley and you're like, let's just go. And you're like, what? You see a dark alley and you're like, hell no to the nah. You're out of there. Okay, so there's something about that too when it comes to bonds. Okay, you guys could be making a wish when it comes to new connections, new beginnings, new things, and it's happening. There's a shift. Okay, your dreams are coming true when it comes to this shift and optimism. And the reason why this is happening is because you guys are optimistic. You being optimistic in your situation, okay, in your adversities, it's allowing you to attract. And that is why a lot of people, when it comes to connections that are around you, you need to be careful because not everybody is going to be supportive. And I'm not trying to fear anybody or put fear on no one. I'm just speaking facts and truth. Not everybody is supportive, right? So for some reason, if you feel like you want to keep an idea to yourself, and for some reason you don't want to share that idea with that particular person, but somebody else that you know, you're like, yeah, you're just sharing ideas like crazy. Listen to your intuition. There's certain connections that you guys could have been in, and now you guys are wishing for something new. You guys are getting that, okay? And it's because you guys stayed optimistic. You guys are optimistic, and you guys are, in this energy of just this high vibration and frequency of being able to manifest and attract like what it is that you want, make a wish and you being able to manifest. Okay, so even when it comes to like revisiting the past, some of you may do that because you guys could be trying to understand certain relationships, certain patterns, and certain things that you've went through that you're like, okay, well, I didn't like that, so I'm not going to go through that again. Let's just clear the slate. Okay, so if I do meet somebody new, yes, I will be open, but I also will be discerning as well, right? So, anyways, I'm gonna end it there. Okay, guys. Please take what resonates with you guys. Thank you guys for the love and the support. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok. My website is www.mysteriously.unique.ca. Okay, you guys can, check out my blog or book a reading. All right, guys, and you can also check out my coffee account. It's ko-fi. And one word, mysteriously unique. Okay, guys. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys, and keep moving forward. Okay, being optimistic. Some people may think that you're being delusional, but like I said, you changing your focus and you trying to move forward in a very high vibrational energy is what's going to attract high vibrational connections. Okay, guys. So yeah, take what resonates, guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.